catch a hot one to your temple hoe. Ain't shit changed but the number on my front door.
Greedy baby. It's another day, another way, and we are doing the daily. The daily, the scaly, the Israeli. Welcome back to the playthrough. We're just winding along this morning. Fighting some abyss criminals, being a criminal. More dailies there, of course, we like stamps. And hope everybody is doing well. I've been enjoying the smaller things in life, you know, taking time to stop and smell the shell slimes and whatnot. So I hope you guys are enjoying whatever progress you may reap. Slow, fast, medium speed. I think that may be what we talk about today. It's just, you know, being kind to yourself. And your pace on reaching your goals. Because that's the thing, man. We really have to stop comparing ourselves to others through social media, which is a hard, almost draconian difficulty task because that's how everything is judged. You know, people think, oh, I can be attractive just by feeling attractive. And to a certain extent, yes, that's a part of it. Drink a little bit of water here, satiate the throat. Sorry if I seem a little off, guys. I literally just woke up. I'm trying to tone down on my vices. So usually right when I wake up, I have another activity that I delve into, but we're trying to switch it around and do something a little different, right? So anyways, yeah, your attractiveness is really based a lot on looks and appearances and just how you come off to other people. And how you feel about yourself it's a piece of it. It's a little bit of a piece of it, but not entirely. A lot of people love to say things like girls are attracted to, you know, sort of like feelings and things they can't see, but the problem with that is girls are attracted to what other girls like, and a lot of, you know, just regular schmegular women do, you know, the guy thing where they just go off of appearances, and, you know, something eye-catching will always be more valuable in the end. No matter how good you feel about yourself or how good you think you look, it really is down to brass tacks of, you know, how this shit really is visually. Sad to say. But yeah, the comparison really is what's screwing us. It's what's fucking us in the booty. And we gotta stop putting so much stake into what other people think about our general goals, our lives, our ambitions. Who gives a fuck? Because for me, my progress is always super slow. It's because I make very polarizing videos. I think, you know, I don't just play my fucking gameu, and shut the fuck up. I have opinions, I have personality, so I am so glad, you know. Although we're gaining subscribers quickly, in my opinion, you know, it may not be as quick, you know, to other people, but I treasure whatever pace we gain them at. You know, I treasure all 80 of you guys that are here already. 81 actually, I think now, which is fucking insane. I love that. I love that. Oh, and I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead because I didn't sobering slap because he was this fucker was in the way. Oh, I'm not dead actually. Oh, jump. That is one thing I learned too. I wasn't doing it every time, but yeah, when he does the stomp, you can jump over it. I believe you don't have to jump right when he does the stomp, but if you jump in like the 5-second time period, it saves your ass. So I thought you had to have hop stick on to do that, but you don't. Anyways, yeah, progress going well with the channel. We have like 81 now, which I think is fucking crazy because honestly, I thought I was gonna be stuck on like 50 area for the rest of this year. But I know how YouTube works. I know how social media works in general. So this is the fast-paced times. It's gonna be fast-paced growth. Excuse me. I usually like to mute my mic when I do that. Excuse me. But it's gonna be fast-paced growth from now, which is the end of October right now when I'm recording this, all the way to the end of the year. And then after December, the growth kind of just drops off again because, I don't know, everybody goes back to being with their families or whatever, I don't know, or doing work or whatever, I don't know. But for some reason, the YouTube winter arc is always super crazy. I think it's because everybody's inside again. I don't know, but I feel like everybody's always inside. So I should have spell blocked. That was dumb. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I know I started it in fall for a reason. Just because I've watched far too much YouTube. You know, I just know too much about this. I took classes on social media, and they're actually hounding my ass for payment now, but we'll get there. We'll get there. What you need to remember is that I will just be here doing my thing, calling out the bullshit. You know, not really loving or wanting to be a part of the politics scene, but I have to, you know, state my opinion and call out the truth of the politics scene because, you know, like everything, there is truth in it. There is power. There is reputable facts, and just knowing what's going on. Because either way, bad things are gonna happen to you and your family and your friends, especially being in this environment. So you just gotta know what's happening. Just gotta know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, I really think pace is what gets people down sometimes. It's what gets me down sometimes. Because it's not like I really want, you know, another job or another occupation or something. It'd be really nice, you know, unrealistic. But really nice if I could just have this or something creative make money for me. As we all know, that's the artist's dream, yada, yada, yada. But for me, like, I'm not against the whole put the fries in the bag philosophy. I actually love retail jobs. The reason why I do not want to do them anymore is because I get taken advantage of way too easily. And the reason why I'm sort of not mad at my pace, I'm very proud of my pace. I have to keep saying that. Is because I know that I would work so much harder and so much crazier for someone else to make them viral. And I just look at all the opportunities that I've quote unquote missed or have just left up to other people to take. Because I did not want to blow up that fast. And I'm just like, was that a mistake? Should I have done that? You know, would that have even blown up? Would I have just even given me like a regular amount of, you know, views or whatever? Because I often take the slower route, you know, when it comes to virality and trying to alchemize a hit or something like that. I'm like, yeah, I could do this and this would get a lot of views if I uploaded this really fast, but I'd rather, you know, upload it slow or do it later when it's not as hot on the scene. And this is mostly for loyalty because honestly, the people who jump into the viral hits and all that bullshit, they really aren't there for the specific content creator. And I don't think that's a healthy way to build a channel, especially one that is like this that I want to last for a while for me. I jumped way too late. I shouldn't have summoned the camera. That was pretty dumb. But that's the way that the cookie generally crumbles. With most things, you have to take sacrifices somewhere. It's just like with this YouTube channel in general, I had to take a huge sacrifice to my personal life, my finances, my social life. You know, my not my spirit. My spirit probably took a little bit of a boost for this because it's not often that I take on a project this big strictly for myself. You know, usually there's somebody else that I'm trying to prop up with it. And even still, when I got too thick into this, I started to, you know, prop up other VTuber designs and whatnot. So even still, I'm still collabing. I'd say even still, I'm collabing with the musicians that I do as well. So I'm kind of propping them up. And, you know, you really can't get around that when you have sort of a mind for connecting people. You know, I never really got mad at DJ Khaled, because that's what I love doing. I remember one of my favorite points when I moved away to California. One of my favorite stories is when I was in a show, and you know when you see love blossoming, you know when you see it in the air, and you know for me, this was one of the few times where I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I can do something about this. This is the homie, you know what I'm saying? And it was a super good environment, you know, and that's the problem with me. that came after the show is I expected every other show would be in this environment. But you know, you see a spark in people, you see, oh, there's a connection there, and I was like a sort of like a wingman, sort of like a third wheel guy. And I was like, what if I connected these people? You know, and then, of course, the guy was definitely on board with it. He's like, hey, man, you know, you're a personable person. So, yeah, essentially, I played Love Guru. One time for the one time. And, it worked out, and I believe they're still together, and it was just a wonderful experience. But see, my problem is I expected everything to be just like this experience, and it's not. You know, you're not gonna find people that are, you know, gonna even do that for you. You know, even though you've done that for other people, or you know, you're not gonna be able to do that for other people in an authentic way. That was sort of like a one-time thing. I don't think we're all built for things like that, and me trying to sort of bring that magic to other places really frummed it up for me. You know, it's once again I keep going back to this one. Ooh, we're lagging a little bit. There we go. We're good. Keep going back to this one SZA song that she just released this year, or yeah, I think it was this year, last year. The Drive song. You know, I keep pretending everyone's as good as me, but everyone is not. You know, everyone doesn't have the skills, everyone doesn't have the love, the mindset, the heart to do the things that you can do, and you have to stop acting like they can. Because that's gonna hurt them probably more than it hurts you. You know, it's a sad thing, but you have to watch out, protect your own neck. You know, put your own mask on before you put your child's mask on. Truly treasure those moments where you can do things like that. But you know, nobody's Superman, so we all have to take a back seat. Not even sometimes, but most times. I'd say nowadays in my later years in life, I can probably do a lot more. But I don't want to, because that's just gonna build my resentment, you know, for all this bullshit. It's like I see a lot of stuff. Even in my last job, I saw a lot of stuff, a lot of things that could have gone well for me and for others, and I just took a back seat for it. It's like if people don't want to change their lives in a wise way, like who am I to try and make something out of nothing? I'm tired once again of alchemizing your doo-doo drops, um, into gold, and I think that's reasonable. You know, especially when you've done it so much. I think that's fucking reasonable. So, yeah, in general, I'd say you just have to watch for the pace of things. You have to watch for the pace of yourself. And you have to realize some people are moving a lot slower and a lot faster, and that's okay. You know, they have different skill sets, they have different equipment sets, they have different assets that they're working with. Completely fine, completely warranted for whatever they're working towards, at least in my opinion. But the true problem comes in when we grow that resentment and we don't know why we are not where we are supposed to be, quote unquote. Because I think, you know, wherever you are, how did that hit me? That's so stupid. Very stupid. Yeah, but wherever you want to be, should be incredibly close to where you are now. You know, I do really fully believe that everybody is, you know, exactly where they belong. I have a couple ideas for stories that sort of illustrate this point a little bit clearer. You know, story about the logistics of everyone winning the lottery and coming into a lot of wealth. Because I feel like if that actually happened in like a storybook sci-fi sense, I really feel like everybody would just eventually make it back to whatever social status they started at. I really do. I really do. I think it's a money mindset. And if you don't have the money mindset, of course you're gonna just go back to being broke. It's just like with the football stars and the celebrities that you know, they stop getting roles, or you know, they drop out of the league, and guess what? They're broke like the next week. It's just a mindset. Okay, and because there's a lot of poor people that are seemingly very happy. They're still broke, but they seemingly have everything they want. They're seemingly pretty happy. So it's not like money that I want. I just want to be able to survive and literally just do this. Because I'm having a lot of fun with this. I go live every morning. I do these. Oh my god, we're all gonna die actually. Oh my god! Okay, let me see. I don't think we're actually doing that bad. Yeah, we have Fortune Teller, we have Sage. Oh my. Everybody's kinda dead though. Okay, come back. Come back. So we're gonna have to keep on the move a little bit here, because he's gonna have a bunch of shit on the ground for us. Go and defend. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh! Okay, so we might be dead. Sag. incredibly sad when I talk about progress and we lose progress. We'll see though. I believe in you guys. Okay, but yeah, in general, you got to remember we all have different skill sets, different ways. You know, there could be a multitude of factors that lead to a horrible time being had. And you got to recognize that a lot of people won't necessarily be there for your victory. Please don't revive me. You're reviving someone else. Ah, damn. I figured we would not do it. I figured we would not do it. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, but we just did an episode on the playthrough, you know, the art of pacing, and I think it really is an art to not obtain burnout, you know? It's not like I just woke up one morning and decided I'm gonna upload how many do I do a day? What? 3 videos a day in one stream, so technically like 4 videos a day. 2 long forms, 2 short forms. Um, Now I did wake up and I was like, I kind of want a daily upload schedule. But I was inspired slowly but surely by a lot of the VTubers I started watching, a lot of the VTubers I was watching at the time. And a lot of the YouTubers, I know one guy that before I even had an idea to do this, Inferno Omni, he uploaded every day for like over a year. And that was insane. I didn't think, you know, I didn't think it was possible given the state of his channel before. But regardless of all that, he still made progress. And, you know, people were still like dogging him and getting down on him and shit. Because it wasn't like crazy progress from uploading literally every fucking day. But he still made progress, great progress. But you know what really came, what progress really came from? Strangely enough, it was from not uploading every day. So he gained the most progress from that. But yeah, you can't discount whatever efforts you do, and you just have to work on loving yourself no matter what the results are, because that's a huge feat. I have over like I think 400 videos on the channel now. That's a huge feat, and I should just be proud of that. You know, no matter what results come from it. And I'm having fun with it too, and I feel like that's a even better reason to be proud of yourself. It's just, you know, you found something that you can lock in on that builds and gives you a sense of progress and accomplishment, um, that is wholly and fully for you, because it's so true that I really don't do much for myself in life, and it's a problem when I get into a retail position. Because oftentimes I just try to make everybody else feel as great as possible with zero regards to my own. You know, I don't care about myself. Who cares? Who gives a fuck, man? I mean, I never really have. But now that I have something that, you know, I can really lock in on, that if I waste my health on, you know, going too ham on it, then it's fully for me. It just feels better, you know. It feels better, and not that I'm even against going back to a retail job. And now, I mean, I'm just not gonna put as much stock in it. I just know how to interact with the people now. You know, it's so terrible to say this about all the retail jobs, but if you're nice, if you're personable, if you show up on time every day, if you shut up, if you stay in the back, if you don't do all the work things, not only are people going to completely ignore you, but they're going to completely abuse you. And that's just the way the work structure is set up. You know, it's a struggle to realize this at first, but that's just the way they operate. It's how we become most profitable. It's sort of what annoys me about Twitch in general, is that being an asshole is profitable, and that shouldn't be how the world is. But it's just a natural result of what we've given it. Just as you can't be too ultra mad at it, because you know it's a natural process of capitalism. You know, if everybody wants all of the money and not everybody has it, you know, it turns us all into rabid individuals that start hoarding the shits. And it's so funny because money really means nothing. You know, it's an ends to a mean for whatever you really want in life. But some people don't even know what they want in life. They just want money. The Mr. Krabs philosophy, you know? And I really can't understand that. Like if I gained a bunch of money, what would I buy? I don't know, food and video game. And like I said, guys, a couple episodes before, I really don't play any other games but this. This is like the only game I have not only any like desire to play, but you know, I even really care about. I have just as much fun watching the shit, you know, on YouTube. You know, I don't want to play stupid new Pokemon. Now, I kind of do want to play new Digimon. New Digimon actually looks good. But yeah, a lot of the games I go back to are retro games that I have already bought. So, you know, even if I get them or play them again, I'm probably just going to emulate them. Or get a free copy on a whatever thing, you know. But it's rare that these old games even cost more than like 2 fast food meals. So, for me, it's not really about the money. I hope to dear God it never will be, and I don't like lose my way or whatever. But it's always been about just surviving and finding something that I love to do that I can put copious amounts of work in, that actually gives me a result back that I like. And once again, you have to understand the pace of things. You know, it's the result that I like is just progress and me learning about things, and you know, me slowly gaining subscribers. I would be so happy if I got 1 subscriber a year for the rest of my life. I would. Now, hopefully, people are still watching the content, but I know myself, and I know I binge this content constantly. I usually have a video playing of myself at all times. Because once again, guys, I make these for myself. I make these to understand myself because I've always had something with this communication. Like I mentioned earlier in this episode, I've been personable, I've been understanding, I've been that guy that people go to as like the class therapist, the class love guru or whatever. And I'm like, why don't I love myself? Why don't I find anyone that I can just authentically love, faults and all? But yeah, I constantly give it, even though I see the faults, even though I really can't, you know, sit with someone for a long enough time without getting disgusted with them. And it's funny because even when I get disgusted with someone, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to shut the fuck down. And I always thought that was a terrible thing to do. Like, oh, no, keep giving yourself to them. Just lie to yourself. Lie to them, lie to yourself. Keep being a nice, happy-go-lucky person. But no, nowadays, I just completely shut down. If I don't want to deal with you, you're not hearing anything from me. You're not hearing the vitriol. You're not hearing the love. It's going to be radio silence. And that's a lot of that is for protection, because my energy is valuable now. If there anything that these views have taught me, it's that people actually want, you know, more, not only of this content, but personality of someone who's here to tell the truth. That's why I'm not afraid of the progress, the pace, because it's, for me, attracting the right people. Of course, I could blow up overnight, but I wouldn't have the right people. And so I am so glad, you know, it's not like we even gain subscribers every time I stream. Sometimes we lose subscribers, you know, and it's crazy that the difference could be so stark. But yes, it's insane, and I think it's good. Because that means I'm making content that affects people. And that's all I really care about. I want to make things that not only make people think about themselves and what they're doing, but make people think about their choices, you know? And subscribing is a choice. It's a huge choice. It's you actually looking at all the bullshit that this idiot does, this particular idiot gets into. I don't know why I did 2 of these things right next to each other. That was kind of dumb. But whatever. You know, it's a big choice for anyone to adhere to someone else's faults, flaws, you know, issues, transgressions. It's a big thing, you know, and some people just don't want to follow that. Some people don't want to be in that energy, and you have to respect that. But the thing is, guys, fellows, ladies, and gents, whatever progress you get, you have to acknowledge. And I honestly think losing subscribers is progress. That means we got somebody out of here who should not have been here. It's a perfect thing, you know. It's just like a deportation, you know. It's not really killing people. It's putting them where they belong. And if you unsubscribe, then you don't belong here. And that's just how it is. Maybe you can subscribe and get back in it, but whatever. It's all good. I'm pretty sure, you know, if there's one thing that I can probably trust in life, It's that people know what's best for themselves. And you have to realize, you know, in this internet age, we kind of have to be our own polices, our own saviors, our own psychic managers. Oh my goodness, this guy's following me again. Let's go and kill this one. Okay, so I'm gonna guide him over here. Where is he coming? He's coming for me. Ooh, run through him, run through him. Leave me alone. Okay. Okay. Oh well, yeah, I should have spell blocked. That was dumb. Yeah, I believe people have to be their own spirit guides nowadays. You have to know what you like. You have to know what angers you. You have to know what activates you. You have to know what manipulates you. And it may be me. It may be a VTuber. It may be some other guy who talks about whatever, cooking, games, music, food, politics. It could be anything. You just have to know what disturbs you, and you have to actively move away from that. It's not going to magically help you one day. Eventually, you know, if it's something that just triggers you in a bad way, you gotta just, you know, get rid of it for now, and then maybe come back to it at another date when you're mature enough to handle it. It's just like a lot of arguments with your spouse or your brother or your family member or your friend. Very wise, very wise, and I feel like a choice not often enough taken to take a break, come back to it maybe a couple days, couple hours, and have a conversation when you're ready to, you know, listen and understand what the other person has to say, and get their perspective. So yeah, I value that, and you have to understand the pace of things is really what's going to dictate how long you stay at the goals state, at the victorious goals state. Because, you know, not everybody reaches their goals and is happy. We'll say it like that. And I don't want to scare you guys into thinking, you know, I'm never going to be happy, even if I win, even if I think good in life. You know, I don't. It's not like that. It's not like that. But yeah, not everybody who reaches their goals lives happily ever after. You know, Disney lied to us for sure on that bullshit. For sure, they lied to us on the bullshit. But in general, just moving towards something is all you need to do. All you need to do. Just move towards something, and you're gonna go at like maybe just a different pace if you weren't, you know. And you have to look at yourself, because I know a lot of people love to compare once again with the social media. You have to look at yourself and be like, hey man, if I wasn't, you know, going on this crazy focused energy pace, then yeah, maybe I wouldn't be here as fast. Just knowing me. Goodness gracious, they really want my ass today. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, I'll stay around this guy. So the little. That's not him. That's not him. Okay, he's the other guy. Okay, okay, here we go, here we go. Yep. He's coming towards me, and then he's gonna explode. Ooh, yes. We got them both. Okay, this is good. This is good. All right, and then I'll focus over here. We're almost done with this guy. He wasn't too big of an issue. Let me slow his ass down. Oh, and of course I get confused again. Of course I get confused again. We're probably done, though. Are we done? Don't kill me. Don't hurt me. Are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Are we done? Okay, I guess we're not done. Okay. I guess I have to play the game more. Oh my gosh, where were you aiming with this cannon, bro? Brody! 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 Yes, you focused me. You focused me. I appreciate you. Tomajiro is doing the job here. Doing the thing. Okay, let's make that damage go down. Boost it. Yes, yes, yes. You stay the fuck away from me. Oh, of course. Fucking of course. We don't have the locked on target. This guy is taking forever. What team do we have? Do we have like 8 hermits in here? What is going on? We have 2 hermits. 2 hermits and a death. We do have a lot of healers. We do, and a guardian. We do have too many fucking healers. I'm like the main damage dealer along with Kuma. So that's probably why I haven't really been doing my job. I will admit it. I will admit it. I ain't been smacking his ass enough. Here, Okay, we're done. Goodness gracious. But yeah, that goes back to what I was even saying there. You know, the pace. It's gonna feel like it takes forever for you specifically. Wow. But you can't discount yourself. You can't just say, oh, it's never gonna happen for me and relax. You know, and this is why I really feel like I'm so good at a lot of things, but I just have to pick something that I know for a fact that like I can feel it right now. I could do this for another 5-10 years. Not be burnt out at all. I'm not even joking. It's just for me, you know, because I love the music. I love making it. I love editing, you know, and this is something that I've just kind of done offhand regularly for, you know, a long ass time. And I think just taking a huge break with this channel when it was about to blow up from my first real music video of the continue thing, because I got scared because I'm a little scared baby. And I still am. I still am, which is why I treasure the fact that, you know, me having these weird opinions and shit is deterring people from the channel. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Keep subscribing, keep unsubscribing, and following your heart. Because that's what I'm seeing people do more. Now that I really, you know, talk my shit and speak more to people's spirit, I'm noticing you're following your hearts more. And that's because I'm following my heart with this. You know, I've always loved video games, but you know, the whole reason why I stopped the whole blow up of everything is because, you know, the YouTube renaissance wasn't really here yet. I believe we were in the middle of one of the gates. But on top of that, it's that one comment that I got back in high school that was like, do you think you're gonna be playing video games for the rest of your life or whatever? And I just took that like, oh my God, you know, I have to really think about this. This is like a huge choice. But I'm like, no, now that I thought about it, yes, I am 110%. I'm gonna be a 70-year-old man, you know, on life support, with the thingies on the bed, and then, you know, just be like, oh, I'm trying to get that level on the dragon mage on my 8th character. You know, it's that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it has to be. Because real life just don't give me the same. Don't give me the same sauce. You know, don't give me the same gumption at all as this video game shit. And I don't think it will. I've become really fucking good at life. We'll just say that. We'll just say that, you know. As far as that goes, I'm not going to get too much deeper into that. But life is, it just seems very easy to me. You know, I don't think I've ever really had a lot of problems with people or life or in general circumstances. You know, like a certain thing that everybody's having trouble with, getting a job. There's a reason why I'm not really applying that much. It's because I can get an interview. I can get a job. I know exactly what to say during an interview to get a stupid fucking job. But, you know, the past couple interviews I've gotten, I've literally just said stuff that's like, ah, I know they're not going to give me this, so I'm just going to ask for it. And they didn't give me it. But I know if I just didn't ask for as much, you know, or if I just fell in line a little bit more, I could have definitely gotten those jobs. And there's a couple of jobs that I just feel like fucked me over in a horrible way. You know, during the hiring process, they just ruined me. You know, they just ruined me. That I know that it's all a stupid humiliation ritual that doesn't really matter. You know, it doesn't matter how good you can do the job or how friendly you're going to be with your coworkers or how reasonable you're going to be, you know, or how punctual or on time. Doesn't matter, okay? They just want to control you. They want to humiliate you enough because we need this bullshit to live, guys. We literally need this bullshit to survive, okay? And it's a buyer's market, so a lot of these employers just take it as, yeah, if you don't want to work, we'll just find some other desperate loser who wants to, you know, roll under our thumb and suck our dick whenever we want. You know, and it's terrible that is the reality of things, but, you know, if you don't have that attitude of ball sucking, it's going to be very hard for you to get a job and to progress in any job. You know, it's just going to be very hard because people don't want to work with people who don't suck balls. People who have minds for themselves. So that's why I do treasure the people who subscribe and unsubscribe. If you unsubscribe, I love you. I love you, okay? Because you're learning yourself, and whatever I said affected you, and that's a good thing. I just want people to listen, because I feel like that's a skill that is generally being absolutely destroyed in value right now. It's just like male attention. Male attention is being destroyed in value, and the skill of actually listening to people is being absolutely destroyed in value. And both of these things were vital parts to the world back in the day, okay? Vital parts. So I think to bring it back, bring it back now, y'all. Bring it back to the pacing. Having slow growth like this is going to teach me to not only listen to myself, but to listen to you guys, to understand what you interact with. And oftentimes it is the live streams, oftentimes it is, the very polarizing videos, the very deep chats. I believe, I uploaded all day. I uploaded the episode where we beat women, and that actually got me subscribers. It got me subscribers, and then like a day later after it, I started like losing subscribers, like a day, like one. It wasn't a huge amount, like a little shave off the top, and then just the up and down pace of it. I have to acknowledge that it's just movement, I can't be happy or sad from the results. I just have to understand that any kind of movement or change is progress. People don't understand that the pain is progress. So back a couple weeks ago, middle of October, when it was raining all the time and I got rained on like a couple times, 3 or 4 times, and I sort of sprained or hurt my foot or whatever because I was running the wrong way, I have to look at that as progress as well. If I want to slay the Demon King, become the greatest entertainer of all time, and I don't know, save the 4th dimension, then I have to acknowledge that this period of me rebuilding back my foot energy is vital. Now I have like +5 to foot, because whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So if you realize if you heal from something horrible, and if you have the attitude that you will heal from something horrible, and you do it, you're gonna come out a fucking monster. You're gonna come out a fucking monster, and that's a good thing. A lot of people think, oh no, I don't want to be a monster. No, the monsters save people, guys. The monsters save people. It's the demons and the true masters, that we have to watch out for. I'm going to say quote unquote masters, because a lot of people try to act like they know everything. I feel like I watched this video before. I feel like people should have to pay you to give you advice, because advice is one of the worst things in the world. That's why I generally like ask people to give me topics to talk about. I'm not gonna give you general advice in life though. I feel like I get close to doing that in the comments sometimes, but my general advice to you is to follow your heart and be as kind as possible. And you don't have to openly adhere to other people's bullshit or humiliation rituals by being kind. Being kind sometimes is just, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. You have no idea how much silence hurts these demons, how much unreaction hurts these demons, because even with things like Ibiru, she's had a lot of harassers, but the way to deal with the harassers is to literally not give them air. So that's why you don't hear about it a lot, except for, in crazy times where somebody just is randomly uploading a video about TwitchCon, or uploading a video to TwitchCon, and they catch some unhinged weirdo in the act. So, oftentimes, the silence is what you need to maintain your air of kindness. The non-reaction is what you need to maintain your air of kindness, whether it be an online beef, a work beef, a friend beef, a family beef, whatever. Just walking away and not feeding them the energy that they want is a lot more powerful than you realize. So I hope we all have learned a little bit about ourselves and things of that nature from that. But in general, I know it's a hard thing to do, because we always feel like, the revenge, the teaching them a lesson is our goal, our purpose in life. But really, I can't speak on the women. I can't. But for guys out there, you're gonna find a lot more value working on yourself and not really caring about your social status or your relationship with other people. And that just comes from a lot more silence. You really don't have to speak and solve other people's problems or whatever, unless you are like an actual teacher, unless it's your job to do that. Then of course I'm not gonna, And that is the main problem with teachers, actually, by the way. They all try to force their retard ideologies on you. And honestly, you can't teach someone how to live. They already fucking know intrinsically, like as a human, they know. So, annoyingly enough, the problem with teachers is that they're so rigid in their teaching methods. You know, unless you're doing math or something like that, man, you know, you gotta open up the methods of learning, because there are so many ways to learn. You could learn by blocking a channel. You could learn by failing. You could learn by succeeding. You could learn by not saying anything. You can learn in so many different ways. And I think as long as we are open to things, you know, as long as we are open to trying new ways, new methods, you're always gonna be learning. But that's the thing with teaching. These teachers are fucking set in their motherfucking ways, and you don't realize to be a teacher, you have to be a forever learner. Like, hello? How does that not make sense to you guys? How does that not make sense to you that to teach people in a world that is constantly evolving, you have to keep learning? And I get pissed off. I get super pissed off when it comes to teachers, because there's just a lot of mentors, teachers, whatever, man, in my life that just don't take the job seriously. And they act like they've been through life, and they're in New Game Plus. You know, these motherfuckers act like they're in New Game Plus. And even me being in New Game Plus in this game, there's still shit that I don't know. There's still shit that I learned. There's still shit that you guys teach me. You know, about the new classes that come out, about the random things. There's still things that the guide teaches me. But that's one thing that I really love about this game, and that I miss from Western MMOs in general. It's the fact that I can still learn things. Whenever I play a modern Western MMO, at least past like a 2015, 2017 era. Now before this, it was a lot different, but past that era, you know, I would play it for like a week, and then I get in the community, and then the community would tell me all the meta, immediately. I wouldn't even have to try to find it. I'd be randomly scrolling posts or whatever, or randomly on a Discord, and people, or randomly in game, and people would be like, use the meta. Here is the meta. Time to use the meta. And in this game, of course I can't really communicate with people, which is good, but even when I do, they don't just try and throw meta at me. Now a lot of the English Discord server guys, that kind of, you know, it's English Discord server guys, whatever. I'm not even gonna get into how much I am impartial to Discord, even though it's the only form of like social communication I use nowadays, besides of course text messaging. But I value that time back in the day when you just didn't know shit, and you just tried shit, and you're just like, oh, that guy was doing that, I wonder if that works, and you try it on your character, and you're like, oh shit, you know, and shit was super easy. You know, I played big games like RuneScape, and I played games like MapleStory, and of course, you know, the first early years in MapleStory, I was just doing random shit, and I actually made a dead character, which was really stupid, because, you know, I upped the wrong stats or whatever. So, you know, we reset it, we made new characters and all this shit, but what I'm trying to say is, I value the discovery. I value the learning, you know, and I value learning my own way. And of course there are wikis out there, but I really try to not go for that stuff unless I generally find like a specific question for me or something like that. You know, I even still, I kind of like to go to the wiki to get sort of like a half answer and not just get the full scope of what I need to do. Also, we might crash. I can just kind of feel the crash coming on whenever it starts blinking like this, whenever the flashes start happening. So I apologize if it does crash. I'll probably just put some other footage up. I don't feel like recording this again and going over that, but I will finish up my chat, so we'll have a good ending. No worries there. But I don't feel like starting it up again, personally. And I have other footage that I need to use somewhere, so we'll use it there. But yeah, there are ways. I know for a fact that I could. Oh, see, look at that. Now it's glitching out the damn menu. That's great. Hopefully it doesn't crash though. There certainly are ways that I could have blown up a lot faster than I am blowing up right now. You know, there's reaction videos which I tried for a little bit there. I intentionally did one that wasn't very popular because I know if I react to certain things, it could go in a crazy way. So I'm just holding myself off. And you know, there are certain you know, songs and remixes and things that I could have done or whatever. But like I said, I really don't want to blow up, and I'm going to keep watching YouTube, obviously. I'm going to keep enjoying content, obviously. So, oh my God, right when I beat him! Okay, I'm not crashing out. I'm not crashing out. I'm not crashing out. I'm fine. I'm fine. Completely fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let me stop the recording. Okay, so we're good. I'll put up some other footage here, and I apologize. But I'll do the rest of that later. What you generally have to remember about life in general, guys, is we all have our own pace. We all have our own destination. We all have our own vision. And no matter if you don't even know what it is, it's being built for you. It's being done for you. So I recommend you acknowledge your path and understand where you're going, because that will give you a lot more clarity and it'll speed you up. Now, who knows how fast that'll speed you up? And honestly, who cares? You gotta take whatever speed you're going, say thank you God, thank you source, and just keep fucking walking, man. Just keep fucking walking, because I assure you there's something at the end of this. There's something at the end of this, and we're gonna figure out what the fuck it is. We're gonna figure out what the fuck it is. But this has been me. This has been Emiru talking about the bullshit pace, the bullshit comparisons. I appreciate you all for watching. Go ahead, drop a sub, drop a love. Get rid of your sub, get rid of your love. Drop a like, drop a dislike. Ride a bike, fly a kite. Take a hike. All right, I'm done. I'm done being weird. For now, until the next episode, when I get even weirder. Okay. I'm out. Peace out.
Ain't shit changed but the number on my front door. Fuck around and catch a hot one to your temple hole. Got a new chain, what you think I bought the strap for?